Welcome back, guys, to another eye reading. Today we're going to talk, as promised, about Ada Wong's eyes from Resident Evil 4. Last time we talked about Ada Wong's eyes from Resident Evil 2, so if you haven't watched that video, this video will be based off of that one and will have its roots, its background into it, so I recommend that you check it out and you fill up the context needed to understand this part as well. So this video won't make a lot of sense if you don't watch it first and understand from where we took off and where we are going. Alright, so you can pause this video and go check it out and then come back and I'll see you here. And for those that are here for today's eye reading and willing to understand more about Ada Wong, well, that is what we're gonna do today. Now, I haven't prepared a script because it's a lot better for me to express myself if I don't constantly look somewhere, and it also helps a lot with not tying my tongue or flicking back with ideas, so that will help me a lot better. Every so often I will be looking at my laptop because I have a tab open here with, okay, maybe you can see, maybe it's a little unclear, but I have a tab where I can see Ada Wong's face, and it's gonna be a lot easier to look at her eyes and talk to you at the same time about her features and what do they mean. So let's get started. So let's start up with the things that are staying as features. On Ada Wong's face, she has three main features that are dominating. We have the inner corner of her eye, we have the width of her eyes, and the eye color, because eye colors are also very important when we're reading someone's face. Now, her inner corner of the eye is sharp, is still very, very sharp, and it's this will denote a character that will denote a person that has a desire to get their point across, that is very persuasive, that wants to communicate and make themselves understood. Through this, they can also have a more punctuated, more articulate way of expressing themselves. So they're going to be sharper in their way of expressing themselves. Now, for Ada Wong, that manifests as persuasion, as using her words as weapons. This is also a characteristic that is very important for her as a spy and as someone that needs to get their point across. Because when you're a spy, you need to have efficient conversation. You don't stick too much to details and say, okay, so I went there and I snatched that other thing. You need to be precise. And communication is a tool that she needs, so that makes her fit in her role as spy. Second off, we have her eye width. This is something we talked about in the last video as well. Although we haven't covered what does it really mean. We talked about her eyelids and how the quality of the gaze has changed and how that affects her. However, we haven't talked about the width of her eye. Her eye shape is narrower. So now here's the thing. In face reading, when this is something that ties itself to the way that features appear. When someone will feel disgusted, first is gonna appear on their face, disgust, like, I don't wanna be near that thing, and then it's gonna pass. So it's a fleeting emotion. Same with sadness. They're gonna feel sad for a moment and then it's gonna pass. Alright? This is the same for features. However, here's the trick, because features appear once a person sits for more than necessary in that emotion, and then that becomes a mindset, part of their emotional state. So when one integrates fully that emotion or a certain type of thinking that influences one's nature into their own mindset, that will start showing on their face. Now, why is that? What do people do when they narrow their eyes? They scrutinize someone else. They observe someone else. They are distrustful. The feature expresses itself as skepticism, and someone just wants to read you out like a book. They're focusing their gaze better on you so that they understand what is up. Now, that makes a lot of sense for Ada, because she's a spy and she needs to be careful and cautious and distrustful, because if a spy wouldn't be distrustful, they would no longer be a spy. They would be something else entirely. Spies are distrustful. It's part of their job. So this is exactly what is going to be for Ada Wong. Think of their interactions from Resident Evil 2 between Leon and Ada, and how everything was so different from their interaction between Ada Wong and Leon in Resident Evil 4. In Resident Evil 2, it used to be all about, hey, let's help each other, let's collaborate, let's do this together, blah, blah, blah. It was more innocent, but in the end, it was all about ulterior motives, right? So this will be more dominant in Ada Wong's personality in Resident Evil 4. She's no longer trustful as she used to. She actually used to trust Leon because she knew that he trusted her fully, because she was the spy, not him, obviously. So that's why she's going to be more sharpened. She's going to be more aware. She's going to be more professional, which will increase her level of distrust. Because for spies, distrust, and the more cautious they are in their job, the more professional they're gonna be. Now, the last thing I want to talk about are her eye color. So she has black eyes in Resident Evil 4. So what exactly is the message that Capcom wanted to give off to the viewer? When we look at a person that has black eyes, do we see anything? The eye color is also hiding the iris, the pupil, I mean. It's also hiding the pupil. So you can't see the emotional state of that person, because when the pupil expands, you can understand that that person likes what they're looking at, but when it contracts, they're looking at something that they don't like. However, for Ada Wong's case, she has black eyes. We can never read her pupil this way. So this is gonna be a person that will be more mysterious. So think of it this way. This is something really nice. So the eye color of a person is actually the light in which they see their own life. Yeah? So, for Ada Wong, what is black as a color? Let's take it this way. Black is a color of concentration. It's black. It has a little bit of every single color. It's a combination of everything. This will make someone more pragmatic, more focused, more action-oriented, with the value of wanting to achieve something, to follow a certain set of rules. So it's about pragmatism, yes, and practicality. This is what is going to mean when we look at someone and see that their eye color is black. They're gonna be very focused on their speech, very focused with very strong bullet points. They're gonna ace it. They're very good at concentration. I also remember once I went to a competition with my mates, because I used to be in a debate club, and I went to a competition, and there was this Asian guy that, guess what? He had his eye color black. And the way he talked, the way he expressed himself, because he also had this sharp eye in the corner. Ada Wong has it too, because she's also Asian. And he was like very focused, he wasn't nervous at all. You know, when I looked at him and I heard him talk, it was as if he was just talking from a set of instructions, of a list of things to tick off, you know, like the concentration was crazy there with that guy. So the same will be for Ada Wong. She entered the mission, she ticked all her responsibilities, and that's it. It's over. That's what it's all about, right? So if you want more videos like this, please just let me know. Who else should I do as a character? Who else should I cover for their eye reading? So, because this is something I really enjoy talking about, and it's very good as practice to look and sharpen my senses. This is very, very good for me. It helps me, and I hope that this information helps you as well, because I don't want this content to be just as entertainment. I want them to also be a way of me getting out a word about face reading, because this is a practice that I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately that it's underrated, or maybe it's not underrated. Maybe it's just kept behind the walls, you know, like not very accessible in this sense. So leave a like down below and please subscribe, because that helps a lot with the channel's growth, and it also helps as feedback for me to to know that what I'm doing is helpful and that I should keep doing it, because this is my passion. I love face reading people. It's a great way of looking at the world, and I really enjoy getting the word, spreading it out there. And until next time, we're gonna see. Peace.